a very good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino Resort. We're coming to you live from Social BTB Restaurant here in Joplin. I'm Kevin Welch, Bobby Landis across the table, and in betwixt us, for the last time this season, it'll be Coach Atiba Bradley here. It's the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, segment one of the show, if I can bring that up there. You guys get all your headsets on there. Segment one brought to you by Missouri Eagle, proud distributor of quality Anheuser-Busch beers, serving customers in Missouri for over 75 years. Bobby, how you doing? Coach, how you doing?
Probably ought to get that light fixed.
What light?
The light that says that the board is on.
That's wasn't the thing, but it wasn't the thing. It wasn't potted up either. So
I don't know what any of that means.
That's okay. That's why we're here and you're there.
There you go.
Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Well.
That's glad to see you again. This will be our last show of this season, as this coming up Saturday is the last game of the season for the Lions, coming off a loss 44-17 to UCO in Edmond. That makes the Lions 3-7 on the season, 1-7 in the MIAA. Coach, we're not going to spend a lot of time on that game last week. In fact, we're going to talk about a little bit of last week's game, a lot of the game coming up this Saturday, which is senior day for the Lions, and then we'll have a couple of guests. We'll have Brody, Eggleston, and Draper Parker as our player guests coming up in segment 2. And then segment 3, we'll talk about the offseason, recruiting, transfer portal, all those types of things. So, it's like I said, we're not going to spend a lot of time, but the third game in a row, opponents have scored on their opening drive.
Yeah.
For the season, on opening drives this season, we've had 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals of teams scoring on their opening drive on us.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you talked about you touched a little on it last week when you said, you were kind of befuddled as to the reason why.
Yeah, and
it seems like we have to get behind in order to.
Well, and it's kind of weird. It's obviously something we'll have to spend some time on in the offseason. It even defensively, as well as we've played the last 5 or 6 weeks. That has been the case where the first drive, takes us a minute to get settled, and then once we get settled, for the last 6 weeks, we've been pretty stingy. Really, you minus 2 games, UCO, UCM, and we've been pretty stingy all year. And so, I don't know. I don't have a great answer for you on that. It's definitely something we got to look at.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. But, and another thing that's kind of interesting, too, is, and I'm not just bringing up bad things about it, that's not my intent here, but is it second half adjustments teams are making? So we've only, in the last 3 games, we've only scored 12 points in the second half.
So
is that a make an adjustment type thing by the
well,
other team?
and typically
it's 1 touchdown, 1 field goal, and 1 safety.
Typically the game begins on, and I think I've talked about it, on an opening script. And an opening script is everything you've practiced and rehearsed, and you usually do it to a defense's most common coverages. As a defense, because not that defense is always reactionary, but a lot of times you don't know what they're practicing or what they're planning to run for that week. So that first drive, you are a little, not hesitant, but you're very vanilla, if you will, because you're just defending. Whereas then once you go up, this is their game plan. Then you
here's
can
where
really
they want it. Here's where they're
correct,
attacking.
And so then you can really start to get stingy. And the good offenses then go, oh, okay, you're going to take that away. Here's what I'm going to do, and it's a back and forth adjustment game, and we're not quite there offensively. But yeah, defensively, like I said, it's not uncommon to be very vanilla and base in that opening drive as you start to feel what they're doing.
A great bright spot, Isaiah Padello. Again, another great catch as time expires in the first half. That's kind of becoming a thing with him.
Yeah.
It's his second catch of the year where he's caught it kind of a contested catch, 50-50 ball, whatever you want to call it, in the end zone as time expires in the half.
Yeah, and what's crazy about that, both times I've run up to the official to call a timeout.
Before the snap.
Because I had timeouts. And so when you're in a hurry up, I look at the O-line. And if the O-line are sprinting to the line of scrimmage, I'll trust the receivers to get to the line of scrimmage. If your O lineman or like
What are
one
you
guy,
saying?
one guy knocked,
O-lineman?
well, you know what I'm saying. If one guy got knocked over and he's getting up,
Right.
I'm like,
That
okay.
would be you.
You try to gauge like, okay, it's going to take us. We're going to lose 6 seconds here,
Right.
waiting on everyone to get lined up, burn a timeout. But so I felt kind of good that we would get lined up, and then it just. I don't know, but it worked out. But that's
So both times, and he did. I think it was a couple. I can't remember who it was. I guess I think it was on the road. Maybe it was Kearney.
No, it was at home going towards the scoreboard. It was either Kearney or
Mo West, maybe.
No, it was
a
earlier
bright
in
afternoon.
It was
So
earlier in the season than that.
Yeah, but anyways, he's made 2 of those catches, and not only that, but he had both our touchdowns last night.
Yeah.
Padello's turning into quite a receiver.
But yeah, no. So it's a. I don't know. There's such a fine line where you want to use up all the time to ensure that they don't get the ball back in the second quarter, because they were also going to get the ball back after half. And so I wanted to make sure that they didn't get a 2-for-1. I wanted to make sure they didn't score at the end of the second quarter, then get the ball back, and then So yeah, it's a. I'm sitting here like this, looking at the offense, looking at our OC. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? He's like, yeah, we're fine. And
also, it wasn't a case where you're going, time.
No, I wasn't yelling it.
I wasn't yelling it.
Now, the one at home, I was yelling it. And bad deal. But we got the playoff.
Hey, real quick, when you're at the end of the half, do you tell the officials at the beginning of the game you're the only person who can call a timeout, or anybody from the sideline can call it? How does that?
Myself and Coach Myers, because since I work heavily with the defense, if I go over to the defensive bench and I'm over there and I'm talking, I don't want him to get caught in a situation where, because even though in theory, no different than radio, hey, keep your headset on. When you get to talking and you flip that thing up and you're over there and he's trying to get a hold of me and I don't have it on. So he's got to have the ability to call timeouts, but typically it's me and I do that for the offense and the defense because
So if Tillman comes to the line of scrimmage, surveys the defense, doesn't like what he sees, he can't stand up and call timeout.
Nope, he needs to do the old.
If he does this, the referee will just say, "Sorry, it's got to come through your coach."
He needs to do the old.
Turn to the coach thing.
What is that? Adam Sandler, longest yard. It's not there. It's not there.
Or like Patrick Mahomes did and then run the play anyway.
Yeah, no, because here's the problem.
Yeah, this effing thing never works.
Here's the problem. The reason I don't let players do it is, I'm old enough to remember Chris Webber. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't want our guys to have to think about clock management outside of, okay, hey, because as a quarterback, there's things going through your head like, hey, don't take a sack. If it's not there, throw it away. So he doesn't need to be worried about, do we have 2 timeouts? Do we have 1 timeout?
Well, this week we wrap up the season at home against Washburn. They're 2-8 overall. We're 3-7. Both teams 1-7 in the MIAA. This is a big game for a lot of reasons. 1, it's senior day. 2, it's your last game of the year. And 3, you don't want to be at the bottom of the MIAA.
No. This is huge.
Yeah, this is a big game.
Yeah, and I think our kids are approaching it that way. It's Tuesday's practice was a little loose for my liking, and we had to snap them back in. But the guys have been focused. They were focused today. They were focused in meetings, and so I think everybody understands. And there's such a respect for them from the young guys to the older guys, and how much they've poured into this thing. And so they want to make sure these guys go out on a high note.
So tough keeping focus in practice this last week of the season?
It is, only because not that you don't have anything to play for. That's not. You always have something to play for. First game, last game. There's always underlining themes and motivations. But it's just that time of year. It's toward the end. The guys that are hard to corral in are the red shirts because they know they're not playing.
Right.
They've done a good job on scout team this far. Practices, start to get a little bit shorter as the year goes on because, your legs get tired and all that, and you want to keep them fresh. So it's the, we got 118 on on roster right now, healthy. And so I would say 40 know that they're not going to get in the game, 50. So they start to
Jack around.
It's hard, you know. Week 1, maybe I'll get in. Week 2, week 3, week 4, maybe. Oh, week 5, I'm dressing. But I don't get in. Week 8, he's never going to put me in.
Week 10.
Week 10, 11, 12, it's like, I'm not going in, man. And then the guys know it. They're like, so those are the guys that kind of are hard to.
And you got to kind of have the lights on at practice now?
The last 5 minutes, we turn them on, just in case we go long.
The time change, yeah.
Yep.
What do we know about Washburn? So let's talk first offensively for the Ichabods.
Offensively, they are smaller up front, but athletic. They've gone through a quarterback change. They played 3 kids, and they settled on 50. He's a good player. He's honestly the two of the quarterbacks we offered. We offered him. He went to Washburn, and we offered Tillman, and Tillman came here. And so talented quarterback, and then they had an injury at tailback and receiver, but they got a big tight end that's pretty talented. Like, they're really, honestly, they're similar to us, where they are really young in a lot of positions. Their O-line is young. And so they're a good football team. They're just young.
Yeah, and we'll talk about how young we are coming up in one of the next segments. But defense, I know they got a couple of dudes on defense. J.C. Helm.
Yeah, number 9,
leads the MIAA second in the nation in tackles.
He's everywhere.
13 tackles a game.
He's everywhere. He's a machine.
He's a linebacker?
Yeah, right in the middle, Mike. And he floats and flies, and some of that is similar to like Zach Bergman. Like, his numbers are high. Were really high last year or 2 years ago because he didn't have anybody to rotate with. The 9 kid, snap 1 to snap 80, he's on the field.
Yeah,
and he's a good player.
13 tackles a game's a lot, and I know Zach's up around 11 or so up there. I know last time I looked. But and then L.J. Minor,
we recruited him as well.
Is third in the MIAA, 10 tackles a game, 16th in the nation in tackles. So they got a couple of dudes on the defense.
Yeah, and what's annoying about it, again, like I've hit that point. It's kind of like you guys probably experienced it when you were doing the youth football. You're around so long that you see these kids when they were in high school. You saw them in younger, but now, like, the Minor kid, the Heim kid, the quarterback, like, these are all kids. Their left tackle, Wisecarver, like, these are all kids that I recruited that were on campus. And for whatever reason, whether we found someone else or they decided to go to Washburn, so we're hitting this stride where, like, every team we play has the kids that we've recruited in the last 3 to 4 years playing for them. And so
you've been watching them for 2 years of high school.
No, we knew they were going to be good players. Like, I knew the Minor kid. It was between him and Dylan Ramella, and they both came on campus, and LJ Minor wanted to be a thrower. And I was like, I don't love that, buddy.
Like a thrower, like track.
Yeah. I said, it's really hard to do both your first couple years. He's like, I'm really dedicated to it. I was like, well, he's not doing both there. He's just, but I told him, like, hey, it doesn't happen. It very rarely can you be both. And so anyway, he decided to go to Washburn. We took Ramella, and so it's neat and annoying at the same time because, like, oh, I knew you were going to be this. Now I see you be this.
Yeah, don't be that against us.
Nah, don't be that against us.
Their head coach, Zach Watkins, his first year Washburn, and like you, he's an alumnus of. He's a Washburn alum, like you're a Missouri Southern alum.
He is an Ichabod. Can't stand him.
If it's his first year, have you met him? Have you got
good dude?
Yeah.
Solid dude. He was a freshman when I was a senior, so he's 3 or 4 years younger than me. But solid dude. He was DC the last couple years. They had really good defenses, and when Sherrick stepped down or left, I don't even think they interviewed anybody. I think it was him 100% all the way.
Oh, yeah, they didn't even open it up, huh?
I don't even think they opened it. I think they named him interim, and then in like February took the tag. I mean, it was really really fast.
So in a private school like Washburn, do they not have to follow the rules that a public school does?
I don't think they do. And like I said, I think I think everybody liked what the old head coach was doing. They just wanted someone younger to do it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And because Shurk is a ball coach now. Like, shoot, 20 – what was COVID, 21? Was that the COVID
20.
football
20.
season?
20.
Okay, so that fall, they made the playoffs in 19. So, or no, they made the playoffs in 21. So, I mean, Shurk is a good coach.
Say, it wasn't that long ago. These guys were.
No.
Didn't they win the conference? Or
I think they won a share. I want
Okay,
to say
yeah.
20. I want to say fall 21, coming out of COVID. Yeah, they were really good. They had a kid, but again, we talk about the portal. Like, I'm not the only one. They lost a kid to K-State, the receiver, and they lost another kid to like a MAC school. So I mean, they've had their fair share of getting plucked as well.
Yeah, getting plucked. Did you know this is the 135th year of football at Washburn? They
No.
played football 135 years.
No, I didn't
I didn't know that either. But speaking of that, let's go back into the Wayback Machine, okay?
Oh, boy, here it comes.
The date is 20 years ago, almost to the day. October 29th, 2005. Topeka, Kansas. Someone had 15 tackles, 2 for loss, and a sack against Washburn on that day.
I'll be dang.
You know who that was?
Was that me?
That was you.
I remember we lost that game though.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that.
So they
See, that's a
listen.
have a
See,
great.
yeah.
But the first, whether we want, and I love that. But yeah, you had 15 tackles, 2 for loss, and a sack. Washburn won 49-35 in Topeka.
3rd and 8. 3rd and medium. 2 tight ends. Ball down. I sucker up. Tight end right behind me.
What, caught a touchdown?
Got the first down, and they were
Okay.
able to bleed the clock. That was the first team. This is good. That was the first team.
We're firing some synapses and clearing some cobwebs.
It was the first team that in their power, they didn't pull the guard. They were pulling the center. So my buddy was getting just ear hold. He's like, give me the pull call. It's like there was no pull. and we're on the sideline. It's power. It's not power. Well, there's a puller coming at me. And I'm like, the guard ain't pulling. And
You didn't have
And
you
you're
didn't have
so-
iPads
you're
to
so-
go look at.
at that point, you were programmed to see the guard. And so then from the
But
box.
you're so focused you couldn't see that it was the
I
center
didn't see
pulling?
the center.
Yeah.
It was happening so fast. And so then he was coach.
And
was
if the guy's pulls, you're supposed to yell something out, right?
pull. So that lets you know there's bats in a cave. So if a guy pulls from over here, listen now, if a guy pulls from over here, then there's a down block coming from here. So as soon as I hear pull, I look this way. Or if I don't look this way,
You get ear hold.
you get ear hold.
So he was saying,
he was mad.
getting
Matt
ear hold,
Crane,
but he
Matt
wasn't.
Crane, the DC
It's Seneca.
at Seneca. Ask him. He'll tell you the story. But so then,
we will.
so then, we eventually figured it out, and we said, "Oh, it's the center." My bad. Yeah, I remember that game. Gosh, I
Yeah.
remember that game
But
well.
he still had 15 tackles in that.
Yeah.
Yep, he had 9 tackles, 6 solo stops, and a tackle for loss in 2004. And 2003, he had 4 tackles.
If I get in that DeLorean, man,
So do you have
Tell
any
that-
eligibility left?
I got none. If I get in that DeLorean and tell that Atiba Bradley to watch the center pull and don't bite on play action. Where we're going, we don't need no roads.
We don't need roads. Yeah, but I thought that
He
was cool.
kinda-
As a matter of fact, that's in
He
there.
kind of looks like him
He's
too.
got a
doesn't he?
dock feel to him.
That was in their game notes type thing, their article about their upcoming game with us. That Missouri Southern's coach had 15 tackles, 2 for loss, and a sack.
Yep, it was a good game.
But the sad thing about all these were wins by Washburn.
Yep.
You never beat them, huh?
We got to tilt him. Nope. So
Look at him. He's
He's ready to. He's ready to strap it on. Let's go.
His hands are flexing.
I got
wiggling his fingers.
I got vaults, man, and then they're locked up. You're opening them up, man. They're just flooding memories.
He's not going to sleep tonight thinking about this.
I didn't bring up the catch, okay? I didn't bring up the catch.
I'm going to wake up in a cold sweat. Pull, 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 pull. My wife's going to jump. What? Pull what? Pull what?
Pull what?
The blinds are down. What are you talking about?
We have Draper Parker and Brody Eggleston coming up, kind of the old and the new of Missouri Southern football coming up on our next segment. This segment has been brought to you by Missouri Eagle, proud distributor of quality Anheuser-Busch beers, serving customers in Missouri for over 75 years. This is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino Resort. We're coming to you live from Social BTB Restaurant. Back to top with Draper Parker and Brody Eggleston after this. This is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show on 101.7 FM, Somo Sports Radio. And we are coming to you live from Social BTB restaurant here in downtown Joplin, right around 10th and Main Street. And segment 2 of the Coach Atiba Bradley Show is brought to you by Mason Woodard Mortuary in Joplin. Family owned, family operated, family first. And we're joined by kind of the old and the new of Missouri Southern football. Draper Parker, senior wide receiver, joins us along with freshman Brody Eggleston that joins us as well. And Draper, wide receiver out of Sealy, Texas, which is just west of Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just west of Houston, and you guys were the Tigers, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go. Texas football, that's a whole different animal, isn't it?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
It is. It
What,
lives up to the hype.
You guys like in one of the bigger classes, or?
So we were 4A, which is it's not big, but it's not small. It's kind of in that medium, but it's still good football. It's still a great environment.
It's and the whole town gets involved in that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yes.
So how does a guy from Sealy, Texas, get to Missouri Southern?
I have thank God. To be honest with you, I've never heard of Missouri Southern. Like my high school career, I've never heard of Missouri Southern. And then out of the blue, Coach Myers had hit me up, and at the time he was one of my only options. So I kind of went on a visit, and from there I loved it ever since. Yes, sir.
Have you enjoyed your time here at Missouri Southern?
Almost there.
Yeah.
Almost there. Yes, sir.
Also with us, Brody Eggleston, a freshman, 6 foot, 179-pound defensive back out of Webb City. You know, your bio says you're from Joplin, but went to Webb City. And I'm kind of thinking, okay, here we go. But all-state in football, coming out of one of the top high school programs in the state, man, at Webb City. Coming from that type of high school program, do you think that kind of helps you as you start your college career?
Yeah, it definitely has.
Just going to put this more in front of your mouth there, Brody, if you don't mind. There you go.
Just growing up, my whole life, just Webb City winning state championships, and then getting to be in high school and see that culture and doing all that stuff. It definitely has helped.
I know your dad pretty well when he was a coach at Joplin High School. He's now the superintendent down in Seneca, and he coached for a while at Joplin. A couple of your classmates, Kaylor Darnell and Cy Darnell, are related to baseball coach Bryce Darnell. Cy is his son, and Kaylor's his nephew. And Kaylor's dad also was the baseball coach. Flav was the baseball coach there at Webb. Does having a dad as a coach, what's that like? Is that a lot of people there's a lot of people, you look at somebody and they say, and it's a lot of times it's quarterbacks, but they go, he's a coach's son, so he knows. Does that help or hinder you, or do you being the son of a coach?
Yeah, I'd say it definitely helps. Like, growing up, my dad coached me all the way through baseball, football, mainly baseball, but, like, he was always harder on me than he was the other guys. So, like,
now, was that for real or was that perceived?
I would say it was for real because he'd get after me a little bit, but I would say that really helped me just, like, being coachable and, like, saying yes sir to coaches and not talking back. I'd say just from my dad being hard on me and my whole life, I'd say that helps.
Now you played in the Missouri Western game and the Pitt State game, but the rule being you can play up to 4 games, so you can still play Saturday, but and then you can still redshirt, correct? Is that what the deal is? Are you going to be a redshirt?
Yes, sir. I have one more game, our final game this week, and then I'm still redshirting.
Redshirt, but you'll play next year. You don't have to sit out of you can play up to 4 games in your freshman year, and you can still redshirt, huh?
Yep.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's Brody Eggleston. We also got Draper Parker with us here. 50 receptions, Draper, 651 yards this year, 7 touchdowns. You're having a really good year, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You like that? Look
Yes,
at
sir.
that big smile. I wish you could see that. You also have 2 carries this year for 40 yards. They had to give you the ball more, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't expect to be in the backfield, but somehow
Was it a
happened.
jet sweep type thing? or
Jet sweep.
One of those was 36 yards.
It was
huh?
a jet sweep. That was probably my biggest, or the reverse was probably my biggest game, and then a few jet sweeps here and there.
Pretty much all the wide receivers in the wide receiver there room, I don't say all, but a lot of them are underclassmen. Mm-hmm. And we've had some of them on the show. We've had Houston on. We've had Aiden on. We've had Isaiah on, both Isaiahs, I think. And they all have mentioned that they look up to you as someone, as a leader and someone, Do you feel like a mentor to these guys? Do you feel like you impart I don't say impart wisdom on them, but do you try to help them along the way?
I do.
Because you've been through the fire, man.
Most definitely. I do. I try to spread my knowledge to them because I know that they look up to me, and I try to be that good mentor to them, and just try to give them little nuggets of how they should go through their college experience.
Or like, hey, I faced that dude last year, and he bid on this move type of thing.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's pretty cool because a lot of times you can have the senior wide receiver. I don't think you're the lone. Houston's a senior, isn't he too?
Yes,
Yeah.
Houston
Okay.
is a senior.
But can say, hey, you guys figure it out yourself. I'm here. I don't want to say I'm here for me or I'm going to get mine, but that's pretty cool that you mentor these guys like that, and I'm sure they appreciate it because you've been through it, as we said,
Most definitely.
So you came to Missouri Southern in 2021, you redshirted your freshman years too.
Yes, sir.
Describe your time at Missouri Southern. Especially Brody's just starting out. This is his freshman year. You've been here. This is your fourth year going through it. What memories? Do you have of your time here? Describe your time here at Southern?
It's been the
stuff you can tell us about on the radio. Okay.
For sure. It's definitely been a fun experience, a unique experience. Like I said, I never imagined being in the state of Missouri. So just meeting a group of new people was an exciting feel. You know what I'm saying? So it's been good memories. Like, I would have to say my biggest, like, the main memories that I can say are just the memories with my brothers.
Yeah.
On the team. Those are my closest people. So just being with them, creating memories.
You don't get that a lot from the people that we interview. We get that a lot, about the brotherhood and the closeness and the camaraderie. That's kind of a cool thing. So redshirt senior, have you graduated?
I graduate spring.
Nice.
This spring.
What do you plan to? What's your major? What do you plan to do?
I'm general studies, but I plan on going into coaching, becoming a football coach.
Go back to Texas?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look at that.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Go back to Texas and coach them up down there.
Yes, sir.
And that's Draper Parker. We're also joined by Brody Eggleston here. What's the biggest? Who's a true freshman who played in 4 games this year, but will be redshirted. What's the biggest difference between high school and college?
I would say, without a doubt, the speed of the game.
Speed?
Yeah. The big difference just between high school. It's like you play a team in high school, like, all right, they got this guy, he's fast, he's good, and then you play college, and it's like every single one of these dudes are that one person. Like,
yeah, because you guys played. You won some state championships, so you're playing the highest level of teams in your class every year as you get to the state championship. So you're playing against good opponents, but when you get to the MIAA, have you had your welcome to the MIAA moment yet?
I did. My very first play. Yeah, very first play in, I got smoked pretty hard. Yep.
You gotta tell us, man.
Yeah. I got up. I'll say I was on the left side, our nickel was on the right, and they ran the ball up the middle, and we ran in to meet him, and he split us. The running back did, and me and Brownlee just smoked each other.
Oh, you hit each other.
We hit each other, and I got it. And you know how Brownlee hits. He hits pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I got up seeing stars. I did. I was seeing stars, and thank gosh the 2-minute clock came off, and we got a little timeout because that saved me because I was in the next play. But
the 2-minute warning, the 2-minute, whatever they don't call it, the 2-minute warning. But so thank God for that. So you didn't have to have somebody come out there.
Yeah, which I would have stayed in, but I was still seeing stars. But
so the hardest hit you got was from one of your own teammates.
It was my own teammate. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So you guys have to. Brody being a defensive back, Draper a wide receiver, you guys have to. I would guess square off against each other. What's it like trying to cover Draper?
It's no easy challenge for sure. We all of our receivers, they're tough to guard. We do one-on-ones with them in practice, 7-on-7. It's a good challenge, both sides.
What's your favorite? We talked about your memories here. What's your favorite on-field memory of a touchdown you scored, or what's your favorite on-the-field memory?
My first touchdown against Pitt State, 2024 season. That's my favorite to this day.
Well, Brody already knows about the rivalry with Pitt State coming in, but they probably had to tell you about
Yes, sir.
the rivalry with Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Does the number 8? You wear number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean something to you, or is that just what they gave you when you got here?
It's not really a significant reason,
Okay.
but I would have to say the reason I chose it. Well, they had asked me what number I wanted, and knowing that was one of the only single digits left, that's really why I chose it. But also, I had an older dude in front of me, Jaden Stoshak.
Oh, he's a pretty good receiver there
yes,
too.
sir.
Yeah.
And throughout my time here, he's kind of been he was kind of my mentor
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah. I was just wondering about
Mhm.
that.
He didn't really say much, but he led by example. And then when he did say something, it was impactful. So
And he was good too.
no,
He
most
was really
def.
good. So,
Most def.
and that's the kind of the cool thing is, you know, you are mentored by him, and now you're doing the mentoring of the young kids, and then when they get to be up in the seniors, and it's kind of cool how that progresses on like that. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
that type of thing. So, how's the DB room? You guys pretty close?
Yeah, I would say we're pretty close. We're all, I mean, we have a good time. We laugh, joke, and then when it's time to get serious, we're all there. We have a couple older guys that are there to help and teach, so it's well.
Yeah, you've had some. And you're number 16, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that just you're the freshman here to just take this number, or did you ask for 16?
I actually got really lucky with that because my whole life I've been number 16. Like
Really?
from 3rd grade. Well, my dad wore 16 here at Missouri Southern for baseball. So ever since my whole life I've worn 16, and then it was open, and I was number like 40 or 37. And then the day before my first game, they put 16 in my locker, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, so you didn't even. So they must have known. Huh?
Yeah,
Did you let them know that you wanted 16?
No, I didn't. I mean, they knew I've been 16 my whole life, so it was pretty cool.
Well, that's pretty. So one day you walk in and there's 16 in your locker.
Yeah, I was calling my dad, calling my parents. I'm like, guys, I got 16. Like, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. But you know, as you may or may not know, Bobby and I called Joplin sports for I did for 30 years, and one of my favorite memories is when Kirk Harriman was the head baseball coach, and your dad and Tucker Hagedorn and Matt Harding were the assistant coaches, and they would let me go down like after the varsity game was over. I was off the air. They'd let me go down and sit in the dugout for the JV game that was after the varsity game, and some of the stuff that went on was pretty funny. But do me a favor, and I don't know if your dad's listening. He may be listening right now, but next time you see your dad, ask him how Boots is.
Boots?
Okay?
I will.
And I'll let him explain what I mean, but just it's kind of an inside joke between us, but just ask him how Boots is.
I will.
Okay?
I've heard a lot of stories about that coaching group, so I can't imagine.
Oh, God, it was fun. But, hey, guys, Washburn coming up. This is a big one because whoever wins doesn't finish in the bottom of the MIAA. Is that some incentive for you guys?
Yes, sir. I would have to say, due to Coach Dredge, he kind of got on us our last weight room session, just saying we still have something to fight for. It may not be what we wanted, but it's still something to fight for. It's still improvement at the end of the day. So we have to take this. We have to take this week the same as us getting prepared for Pitt State, UCO, Central Missouri, anybody.
How's Washburn's DBs?
They're solid. They're actually, I think they're top in the conference in interceptions.
Really?
Yes, sir. So it's a solid group. Young group.
How about their wide receivers? Now, do you play cornerback or safety?
I play safety.
Okay, you kind of look like a safety.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just saying you look like a guy that likes to hit people.
Yeah,
You know,
I
that's
love
kinda-
hitting people.
So how are their wide receivers?
They're pretty good. I mean, they're fast. They have some good wide receivers.
Now, as a safety, you got to kind of come up and play a little bit of run too, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Especially where I play, I'm down in the run, but I also get back in the pass too a little bit.
That's difficult, huh?
Yep.
I would think. I
Yeah,
mean, having to. In fact, don't get sucked in like your coach said. I happen to be reading Washburn's notes on the upcoming game with you guys, and they had a little blurb in there about October 29, 2005. Your coach had 15 tackles, 2 for loss, and a sack. Washburn won the game, but I told that to him in the first swing. I said, you had 15 tackles, 2 for loss in a second. He goes, you know what I remember most about that game? Playing linebacker, they faked a run, and I got sucked up, and they threw a pass over my head to the tight end for a touchdown or whatever it was. So don't get sucked in on that.
That's how it goes.
But, ask Coach about his 15-tackle game almost 20 years ago to the day, October 29th, 2005. But, guys, thanks for coming on. Good luck on Saturday. And Draper, this will be your final game. That's got to be kind of a bittersweet moment for you. Huh?
Most definitely is.
Yeah. So senior day, you got family coming up, anything like that?
Yes,
coming
sir.
Up?
I got 12 people on the road tomorrow. So.
Nice. So could you guys come out with like the rose for mom or something like that?
I don't know how it's necessarily.
You won't know
go.
until they hand.
Yeah, I'm just kind of go with the flow.
Mom. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go with the flow.
Cool. So, you guys learn a lot from these seniors, Brody?
I do, yeah. I learn a lot of how to take care of your body, a lot about that, and just they all work hard too. So just when you see them working hard, it makes you work hard.
Well, guys, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
It's going to be a lot of fun watching you and your career develop, Brody.
Yes, sir.
It's been a lot of fun watching you, Draper,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
and all the excitement that you've brought to this team. Congratulations
Thank you.
on a great career that you had.
No, thank you so much.
And we know, Brody, you'll have a good career here too,
Yep, thank you.
as well. So, have they fed you guys here?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
go on and get some more to eat. This segment has been brought to you by Mason Woodard Mortuary and Joplin, family-owned, family-operated, family first. Guys, Draper Parker across the way here, Brody Eggleston here to my left. Good luck on Saturday, guys. Thanks for coming into the show.
Thank you.
for having
All right,
us.
this is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show, presented by Downstream Casino and Resort. Back with Coach Bradley after this quick timeout. This is the Atiba Bradley Show on 101.7 FM, Somo Sports Radio. And we are back at Social BTB Restaurant. It is the Coach Atiba Bradley Show presented by Downstream Casino Resort. And I just clicked the wrong button there. There we go.
Hey, it happens, right?
Segment 3 is brought to you by Mercy Hospital in Joplin. It's been a healing presence in the southwest Missouri area for over a century. And we're kind of, this was kind of something new. As soon as we got done with the player interview, they said, hey, we're doing this. I said, okay. So we have John Rogers with us.
Yep.
And Barry Lindiff.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And Barry, you're a MOSO alum.
2005. Yeah, and it seemed like I graduated, and the day after I graduated Missouri Southern, you guys got all the cool stuff, like events like here, great partners like Social BTB, those types of things. I hate to sound like the old man, but back in my day,
did you play ball?
Actually, funny enough, I was a cheerleader.
Okay.
Back in
That's
there
funny.
for 4 years. No, it was a great time, and that's I went to college with Atiba, and he's not in the room, I can tell some stories on him because boy, I've got a bunch of them.
I'll tell you what, because we just were talking about how he had 15 tackles in a game against Washburn in 2005. So I figured you guys were classmates then. Huh?
Oh, it was a good time. I can't think of a better coach for leading those young men than Atiba, the guy that's been out there, has lived life and earned it. They're in good hands. I can't say enough good things about the coach.
Okay, well, we're here to talk about what on the schedule says Indigenous Peoples Day. But first of all,
yeah,
do you guys both work at Southern?
No, we actually both work for O-Gah-Pah Communications.
Okay.
I'm the communications manager, and he's the executive director for Quapaw Nation.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
this Saturday is actually the Native American Heritage Game because it's Native American Heritage Month this month, and that's where we're trying to partner more with the community, and we can't think of a better community partner than Missouri Southern.
Yeah. So what is all involved, and how did this come about? What's all involved with Native American? I mean, you said it's Native American Month, but what's all
Native
involved?
American Heritage Month. Really, at least from I'll tell my perspective, and then I'll let John tell his. Went to school in Quapaw. As if it's not enough that the Midwest is a flyover state. Indian country is a flyover state of a flyover state. I think Bacone College, which some people may know of, I think it's out of business.
It's down in Muskogee, yeah.
But I think it's out of business now. I think they're done. But I think that was the only school they actually recruited in Quapaw. So not a lot of looks on the small town, but there's a lot of great talent, and especially a lot of native talent that is not being utilized.
Now you're not just talking athletics, right? You're
talking
about a lot of talent, and it could be the business world, it could be science, it could be whatever. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, when it comes to athletics and Native American, Jim Thorpe, one of my idols, absolutely one of the greatest athletes around. If you get the right Native kid on your team and motivation, the kid will run through a wall.
And don't say one of them, but Jim Thorpe probably the greatest athlete ever.
And so,
in fact, when Bobby and I coming back last year from Edmond, we did the MIAA the girls in the MIAA softball tournament. Coming back, it said Jim Thorpe's the house he was born in, and this little sign, and we said, man, we got to stop. So we
Sac
did.
and Fox Nation right there.
So we pulled off to the road and drove into the town and saw where Jim Thorpe was born.
Yeah.
And it was like 1 month. I was like, holy mackerel. Yeah.
And so now that I'm in a role, director of communications, and Atiba's the coach, we had lunch, me, him, and Riley Hartwell one day, and we just said, how can we make it easier for kids to get a hand? We don't want to give a hand out. We want to give a hand up. How do we achieve that for these smaller communities? And so we've been partnering with Missouri Southern. One of the things is just trying to get people to buy in the community. And so it's a win-win. It's not only a win for Quapaw Nation, but it's a win for Missouri Southern because we're exposing people to Missouri Southern and the wonderful culture that it has that they may not have thought of before.
Yeah, I've been to like a powwows and things like that. It's pretty cool, the whole culture and things like that. But how many Native American kids are in high school that go to like Quapaw or the schools here in Northeast Oklahoma, even here in Southwest Missouri? Or how many are in college, or is there a whole bunch that don't get that opportunity to go to college.
Well, there's a lot more Native kids than you think.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Barry and I
wondering.
both are Native.
Yeah, even though
But-
we look more like maybe
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus veneer, but we definitely have a high percentage of Native American. They come in all we come in all shapes,
All
and
shapes,
sizes,
colors, and sizes,
and everything else.
yeah. But I think that really, like, just kind of going back to what Barry was saying, like, Quapaw, right? Just in itself, there was a bunch of small towns right around Quapaw that no longer exist. Pitcher, Lincolnville, Cardin, all those places are gone, and all those schools. So even the schools are kind of underfunded. They're not really, if it wasn't for the tribes, they probably would be gone.
Yeah.
Really,
but
I mean, they don't
yeah.
get as much help from the state
No.
as they should, huh? Or-
No.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're not asking for anything more or that type of deal.
Just
In
recognition,
This
just
kind of
bringing
crazy
awareness.
political world. We're not asking for. We're just trying to give people an opportunity, get them on the field, and if they get into the end zone, great. That's
Yeah.
I don't think that is any more American dream than anything else. But
there was a guy when I was growing up who was quarterback for Washington University, Sonny Sixkiller.
yeah
Was a
yeah.
heck of a ball player.
Cherokee.
Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sonny Sixkiller was a hell of a ball player.
Yeah, great.
But
He
I was
went
trying to
and
think
played a
about
lot
how
of
many
places.
Native Americans
Yeah.
that I know that played ball. And he's the one that I think was a heck of a ball. So it's in talking with Atiba before we went on the air. We have like some chiefs that are going to be out here coming out
Yeah,
here.
we
for
have
this?
leadership. So this area, and you may not realize it. 'Cause I always thought there's kind of a weird geographical divide of 20 miles, I guess it was. It seems like northeastern Oklahoma has one of the largest concentration of Native Americans. There's
800,000
yeah,
Native Americans in Oklahoma.
and then 9 tribes in that one Ottawa County area called the Intertribal. A lot of the leadership, not necessarily just the chiefs, but a lot of the people from the different departments, because a lot of these tribes have their own medical education, all these other things. Basically, all the things that Missouri Southern offers as a curriculum, we have, and so
It's a government.
yeah, it
It's its own
goes
government.
back and
I
forth.
know. When I was in my economic development days,
That's what it's
dealing
about.
with the longhouse committees and things like that, and dealing to try to bring projects to
Yeah.
to tribes and on Native American
But
land.
you nailed it on the head. Economic development is what it's about. It's about creating those opportunities for people to have a chance to have a better life.
Building relationships,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of, I guess, kind of misconceptions about natives that we're all just closed off and nobody wants to help. But like I said, the tribes help in every way that they possibly can.
And we've started being a good partner with Missouri Southern, and we're looking to expand that. And this is a great. What better way to expand it and network better than to come to a Missouri Southern game and enjoy the green and gold, right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So will there be some kids out there too, or just?
Yeah, no, they've got a huge tour set up that morning. We've got, I think, a record number of kids. We've actually already had kids this week that have toured campus in a bunch of different things. You guys have all kinds of stuff. You got the Wilcoxon Center getting ready to open with medicine. You have one of the top dental programs. I went to school for art, and I've heard nothing but great things about that program. So there's really something for everybody at Missouri Southern. There was then, and that's just continued to expand. And I really like that Missouri Southern has been able to keep up with the change of the world. At a fast-paced moving world, it seems like Missouri Southern has been able to really put a finger on the pulse of that. They just recently changed their mission, or added. I shouldn't say change. They added to the mission. And
We've always had an international mission.
yeah,
right?
yeah, always had that.
Yeah.
They still got that, but they've added to it, and so, like I said, it really excites me to be able to show kids, there is a way out, and it can be done.
Now there are like scholarship opportunities at not necessarily to Missouri Southern, but does Missouri Southern have? Are there scholarship opportunities for young Native American kids to be able to go to college?
Well, every tribe has its own, opportunities that they give. Quapaw Nation in itself doesn't just focus on our tribal members. All of our employees throughout throughout Quapaw Nation can actually utilize funding to go to school. So I think for like our tribal members, we give like $200 per credit hour, and then for our employees, they can, I think it's, I want to say $2,300 a semester for our employees.
Yeah. But there is, additional grant funding for that type of thing, and so what better use of the funds from the government than to inject it into Missouri Southern?
Right.
Yeah.
I had the honor of, and it would be the Seneca Cayuga tribe down there. Their chief, Charles Enyard, I believe his name was. This has been maybe 15 years ago. Just a wonderful, wonderful human being that guy was. And just recently, John Berry just passed away.
Yep.
From he was the head of the Quapaw.
Yeah, he was.
I can't think
he
of
was
the title.
he was chairman for 20 years.
Chairman for 20 years.
I knew him personally. He was a pretty good guy, but he just passed away. Didn't he?
Yeah, 20 years. Of course, Downstream Casino Resort was that building came up under him, and anytime you lose a tribal member, it's sad because it's not just losing that person, but families are so sprawled out and ingrained. It really affects everybody in the community, and I will say, unequivocally, his loss was felt and will be felt for many years to come and reverberate through the track.
The thing that's cool about he was also a Razorback fan.
He was.
He was.
Like Barry's alluding to as well. Like John was really pivotal in the growth of Quapaw Nation. Like him, love him, doesn't really matter. You can't deny his impact on Quapaw Nation as a whole.
It would be forever.
Right.
And just some of the stuff that I'm able to see in the small time that we've had this relationships, like Riley Hammond's on the team. He's a Native American kid. We've been able to expose him to some stuff as far as cultural that he didn't know, and now he's all about it. And
because culture
and that's
is huge,
what it's about.
And culture is huge in the Native American community. I mean, it's all about where you come from, what our traditions are, what our culture is all about, and you as generations move on and move on and move on, it's tough. It's tough to keep that to get that hold on those kids, to have them remember or have them learn or about what the strong cultures and the rich history and the ways of each Native American tribe.
And that's what O-Gah-Pah Communications, one of the main things that we try and focus on is capturing that culture and preserving it and writing it down and getting it documented. John here is filming all the time, filming Native American stories with our elders, because when that generation passes, it's gone, and we have lost so much, unfortunately, already, and so some of that stuff we are never going to be able to get back, but we can at least take the steps now to try and preserve a large portion of it and get to share it with like people like Mr. Hammonds, who I just absolutely adore, one of my favorite humans on earth. He's spoken at Intertribal Council in northeastern Oklahoma, and all the people love him there. So it's cool to see our effects in real time, and it's like anything else. We're not trying to jam any kind of narrative, initiative, whatever down people. So we just want to expose people to a story or history.
Hey, people can learn a lot.
Yeah, Native history is American history. At the end of the day.
You can't tell America's history without telling the Native American history.
So, but I think it's going to be beneficial definitely for Missouri Southern once we start getting some of those something that's
beneficial for everybody, right?
Yeah, some of those
for all tribes.
Some of those teams, outside Northeastern, because my dad went there. They've been really good about recruiting Native players, and so I go, well, maybe I'll share the magic with Missouri Southern, and that's what I hope to do.
That's awesome. So
and do it in a fun way, because at the end of the day, college should be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like you had a lot of fun in college.
Allegedly.
That's right.
Oh, well, that's
like
saying Bobby Landis is not
a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Allegedly, a nice guy.
Exactly. It's like saying he's well behaved, right?
So Saturday, Native American Heritage Month.
1 p.m.
And it's Native
And so, if you're a member of a tribal nation, or all you have to do is go up basically to the box office, let them know that you're native, and guess what? You get into the game for free. If you get there early, first 500 people get a specifically designed T-shirt. It's the second year we've done this. We ran out of the shirts in an incredible amount of time last year, and it's the lion head, and it's just says native times Missouri Southern. Just it's exactly what we're trying to do, trying to cross paths, trying to grow, and just trying to give back to the community.
Isn't there some food there or something?
There'll be some food there. So
So you talk about culture.
yeah,
Food is culture.
food is culture. So if you've never had an Indian taco, my friend,
I have.
Yeah, okay, all right. You know what I'm talking about.
Beef and hominy.
Yeah,
Well, you get kind of getting
Oh.
old. But I've had what's the bread?
Fry
That's
bread.
fry bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, fry bread.
That's
Fry bread.
good, but,
Fry bread's great stuff. But
So that's this Saturday. If you're a Native American, and do you have to be under a certain age, or just
no, all you have to do is if you're Native American, want to come check it out and see some of the stuff Missouri Southern has to offer, and maybe maybe not
maybe
for
it's your
you, or
grandkid.
exactly, maybe not for you, but maybe for somebody in your family. This is a great opportunity. So look at that. Speaking of.
Mine's half
What
full.
is this stuff? This
all
is
good stuff. So,
I don't do that stuff.
it makes sense. This thing is kicking off in an incredible way with such success because
Yeah.
we have buy-in from not only the athletic department but from the school, and this is the way partnerships need to go. They need to be beneficial for everybody, and we all need to work together to try and move everybody
I
forward.
appreciate what you guys are doing
Yeah.
to get
Well,
the
we
word
appreciate
The opportunity.
this opportunity to come talk about it
Yeah.
and share our stories, and cheers.
out. Cheers, John Rogers and
Barry Lindeff. Yeah.
Barry Linda. I was trying
Allegedly.
to say Jim or John. Yeah.
Jim, I like
They're
Jim.
not- They're not
Jim
really
Rogers,
here.
Yeah, exactly.
John Rogers and Barry Lindeff here talking about Native American Heritage Month and the Indigenous People and Native American Day that's going on at Missouri
Yeah,
Southern on
we
Saturday.
want to see everybody at Fred G. Hughes on Saturday.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for having
Appreciate
us.
it. This segment brought to you by Mercy Hospital in Joplin. They've been a healing presence in Southwest Missouri for over a century. Back with more of the Coach Atiba Bradley Show after this quick timeout. This is the Atiba Bradley Show on 101.7 FM, Somo Sports Radio. And we are back at Social BTB Restaurant, a last Coach Atiba Bradley show of the year, because Saturday the Lions will play at home, Senior Day and Native American Heritage Month, Native American People's Day. That'll be going on. It was, boy, I tell you, just ask one little, you just get Barry, just give him a little shove, and he's
Barry
gone.
can go.
He's gone, huh?
He's a politician, dude. I'm telling you.
He is a million miles an hour, and so you'd be like, before you realize what you're talking about, he circled you around with another conversation. Like, nah, he's good people. He's helped us a ton.
Well, Coach, we talked about last week's game. We talked about this upcoming game. We talked to Draper Parker on the show. We had Brody Eggleston as well. Talked with Barry and John here about the Native American Heritage Month. But let's talk a little about coming up after this game. Man, we don't want to downplay the importance of this game, but since we're not going to be, this is our last show of the year until we do the signing show coming up in the spring. Well, I assume we're doing that. We've done it the last
absolutely
couple of
doing
years.
it.
Okay. So I don't want
It's
to
on
put
my
the cart
calendar.
before the horse, but we've had 45 players. Excuse me,
calendar.
41.
You guys make fun of me all you want.
No.
My calendar is color coded.
There's an inside
There's
joke.
the inside joke.
Oh,
You
okay,
just stick with
All
it.
right, I got
because
sensitive.
because when
Yeah,
Bobby's,
don't get
when
sensitive.
Bobby asked for a hunt for the meeting, it's on my calendar.
Yeah.
Now he gets it. You get that a lot, evidently.
Yeah, I do.
But 41 players have played at least 8 games. Played in at least 8 games. Only 11 seniors. We're a young team. A lot of sophomores, especially.
Yeah.
We're a young team this year. I think that's important that people realize that even though we may not have had the record that we were hoping for, we're playing a lot of young kids.
And you know what? We talked about this earlier in the season. Is that there were so many. It was the back end of our defense was infused with youth. And there was no doubt they were more talented than the kids last year, but they were younger than the kids. They didn't have any experience. And so we knew we were going to get better and better and better. And so the beauty of it is with these kids, and, honestly, the game is played Saturday, and then I start recruiting my team by having exit interviews with every kid.
I'm saying, is that the main off-season task now?
Well, that
to
is
keep these guys?
That is for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, is I will sit down and meet with everybody on the team and explain how their role is so important moving forward. So the Brody Egglestons of the world, it's like, hey, you were a freshman. Well, he's still redshirted, and like, hey, here's how you're going to fit in next year. And then I'm going to sit down with Damari Green, true freshman, starting safety. Here's how you fit in next year. Diego, you're going to be a senior next year. Here's how you fit. And I'm going to do that with everybody on my route. I've started with the young kids, the guys that are redshirting, but I will do that with every returning player.
Do you ask them straight out if they're coming back?
100%.
Yeah. I would think you would, yeah.
I don't beat around the bush. I mean, and here's the deal. Like, typically, because, I've been broke up with before. So you get the.
It's not me, it's you. It's not you, it's me.
It's just.
I'm too far away from home.
I've been praying. I've been talking with my mom and dad.
Just can't quite come out and say it.
Yeah,
right?
and I've had kids that, gosh dang, I can say it. Kendrick Hall, who's he transferred to Garden City or Dodge, and he sat down, and before I even started, I was looking at my computer doing something. I said, hey, give me just a second. And by the time I finished what I was typing the email and looked at him, he was just bawling in my chair. And I was like, did something happen? And then he we got through it and he talked about it. But like, I've had it all. I've had all sorts of breakups. But and here's the deal, and no different than your kids. I'm around these kids enough. I know when something's off. And I know when they're about to ask me for something, or you know what I mean? Like,
do you expect to keep them all?
Dad, can you cash out me some money?
Yeah, you just know it's coming.
That's where it ends.
I know when my daughter texts me, "Hey," it's like, damn. I do. I mean, it's a really tight group. I mean, you're going to lose some, and I'm sure there's some that are going to look around and go, "Holy crap, I can't play here," And I don't.
You told me a story
Yeah, he
earlier
said
in
it
the
on
year
yeah.
that we had a kid come to you and say, "Hey, coach,
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to play. I'm not good enough to play here."
And you don't get mad at the kid. And honestly, what you want is the honesty, because you want them. The worst thing about, like, guys that are
somebody
half
thinks
in.
he could play because he wouldn't be here.
Well, and so sometimes it's like you may have signed them, and then the next year you find 3 that are better. And now listen, I'm not one of those coaches, and I'm, again, you guys have coached. I'm not one of those coaches that says, if you come here, you're going to be my starting right guard for 4 years. No. Hey, I'm glad you're here.
You have to be an awful damn good guard.
I want you to come in and compete, but my job next year is to find someone better than you to compete with you. And that's our jobs, is to always find someone who's better than who we have, and doing that, sometimes you replace people.
You know, going back on that theme, you know, you got your starting quarterbacks, true freshmen this year. Your running backs, Smith is a freshman.
Yep.
Mitchell's a sophomore. Chianuma's a sophomore. Harold Trainer's a junior.
Yep.
Only one of your top 4 receivers, Draper, is a senior.
Yep.
Your leading tackler on defense is coming. Who's a senior, but he's coming back because of hardship because he missed a year with a knee. Your second leading tackler is a sophomore. Your 4th leading tackler is a sophomore. Your 6th leading tackler is a sophomore. So this is, especially the skill guys.
Yeah.
You got to be saying, man, I can't wait for next year.
The job will be, you'll know it in the spring game. You'll see it or you won't see it. We got to get O-linemen.
Yeah.
We got to get healthier in the O-line. Right now I got one potential, would have been a starter this year with a shoulder injury. And we removed one kid for discipline issues. That was our right guard. Both of those kids will be back in the spring. We got to find a right tackle, and we got to find a consistent center.
Now, do you go to the JUCO ranks? Should you go to the high school? Or
We've
do you go to the transfer portal?
For the guys that we need, we're going to have to find a couple transfers. We have some young kids that are coming up that I feel good about, but you want competition, so you got to get an older guy that can come in and push whoever's there.
I'll tell you, that's one thing that you did have this year. You could tell that there was more depth this year than
100%.
there was the year
Across our whole football team, except the
yeah.
O-line.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the only spot. Like D-line, we played 12 guys. The lowest number we played in a game was 10. Backer, I played 6. Corner, we played 5. And then the 3 safeties, we probably played 9. I mean, and that's why I honestly, every year up to this year, our legs have fallen off like game 6 or 7. And I'm not trying to be funny there, but
no, I know exactly what you mean.
Our legs, honestly, shoot, we came back this week, and guys were like, man, I'm tired, coach. This was the first week where guys were like, I'm tired, and we had to trim back practice.
Coach, we're talking about recruiting. I want to circle back real quick to our senior class, 11 guys, that are graduating.
Yep.
This is your first group that you've had all the way through.
Yep.
Talk about those kids. There's a couple of Joplin kids that we called their high school football games.
Yeah.
We've watched them over the last, 8-9 years play
Alex
football.
Curry, Nathan Glades.
And just talk about what these guys have meant and what their legacy is going to be to the Missouri Southern program.
Yeah, I mean, this group is so special. These are the guys that jumped in the boat when there wasn't a boat. You know what I mean? Like,
come on in and grab a bucket, right?
I mean, I think about Nathan Glades, who actually committed to Coach Patasso as the interim head coach. I think about him. I think about Alex Curry that went away and came back. I think about Dimitri Lloyd, who was our first class at tight end.
Fort Smith kid.
Trace Wilhite, who was at Lamar and was instrumental with him and Bailey. And Draper Parker was part of our first class. I remember signing him. I mean, his visit was at our first spring game. Colton Bass was part of the second class, but then he didn't redshirt, so he was 4 straight years. I mean, these are guys that we told, hey, you're going to help us lay the foundation and put up some studs. And by God, they did. You know what I mean? Like, they poured the concrete, and they have put up some studs and some walls, and, we're still waiting on, wallpaper and carpeting in some spots. But we've come a long way in 5 years, and it's because of those guys.
What do you want to say to Lion fans going into the last game of the year and going into next year?
Yeah, jump back on board. As supportive and as awesome as this community has been, I felt like last year when people were leaving at halftime, and I would have left too. I worked there, so I had to stay.
Damn,
man, we got so much better this year, and we closed the gap. The thing I tell people
even though
now,
the record might not indicate it, you guys were a better team.
Oh,
this
it wasn't
year.
even. It was night
Are
and day.
a better team this year.
But the thing I tell people now, and what I'm going to tell my team is like, push the chips to the middle. Let's go all in. You know what I mean? Like, let's put Missouri Southern on the map. Let's stop dabbling the toe. And I always you hear these people like, wow, if you want support, you got to win. Well, if you get
chicken
support,
and the egg,
you
nobody
go through
will support you because you don't win.
Correct.
You don't
So
win
you-
because nobody supports you. Right?
Correct. So you go through this vicious cycle. So you know what, man? Just freaking push all your chips in the middle. Like, come on, let's freaking make this place great.
You know, it was cool to hear with Draper Parker. I asked him, being the senior, and I think Houston's also a senior in that wide receiver room, but a lot of the other wide receivers, most of the other ones are underclassmen. And he talked about how when we had them on this show that they all said they look up to you, and he said and he embraced and relished the role of being the mentor to them. And he then talked about, he said the same thing with Stoshak was his mentor when Draper first came in. It was Stoshak who was the one helping him out. So it's kind of like how that goes from year to year and class to class, and how the seniors are mentors.
It's so funny that, like, when you first come in as a freshman, you got your head down and you're like, I got to get that starting job. I got to get that starting job. I got to get that starting job. I got to learn the plays. And, like, you're so engulfed in what you have to do, and the senior who's had 3-4 years has the starting job, knows the playbook, knows the ins and outs of school and athletics. And so that relationship is not symbiotic. That's, as the young guy, you're taking
Right.
all the knowledge, and you're just absorbing it. Like, how do you get off of this? And how do you do that? And as the senior, you're like, man, somebody told me this stuff. Like,
And that's what Draper
I
was
didn't
saying.
just figure it out on my own.
Like in a game, like if you're going to play an opponent, he says, hey, last year I made this move on that guy and he bid on, or that type of that knowledge that you pass on.
Yep, and I think it's part of our duty. Larger than life. Like, I think as a dad, my dad gave me lessons that I'm trying to teach to my kids, and hopefully some of them take and they pass to their kids. And it's no different in football. The seniors try to pass on lessons.
And another thing that I heard a lot of it last year, and I've heard a lot even more this year. And even Draper said, I asked him, what is your what memories do you have of being here at Missouri Center? And he said the camaraderie, the brotherhood.
Yeah.
And we've heard it so much, and we've heard it from every person that sat in one of those chairs as an interview here has said the same thing. You kind of go, okay, but he said that then like the next week it's another 2 different guys saying the same exact thing, and then the next week it's another 2 more different guys, and you hear it to the point you kind of go, okay, is this for real? Are they just saying this, paying lip services? But it really seems to be a tangible, palpable thing with these kids that they really do embrace each other, and that brotherhood means something here.
There is nothing like
I think it comes from you.
There's nothing like a football locker room. Well, it comes from me. It comes from our Coach Myers. It comes from Maria Dermott. It comes from, like, our building. If you ever walk in there, like, it's like walking through the front door of a house. Like, it's like walking in your home and, who ate my leftovers and, and dang it, why do you have my sock on? Or, there's the bickering back and forth, but there's also the, hey, you good? Or, you know what I mean? having each other's back. Like, there is nothing like a football locker room, and I'm sure the other sports would say the same thing. But like, I just know that, like, again, football's special because when it's over, it's over. Like, when you're done, nobody just puts on a helmet to put on a helmet. You know, I can go play pickup basketball. I can get in a softball league. I can golf till I'm 90. You know what I mean? But football is, when it's final, it's final.
Right, you can't do that. So 12:30 pregame this Saturday, 1 o'clock start at Fred G. Hughes Stadium, Senior Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. Weather should be nice.
Beautiful.
Should be like low 70s, huh?
Perfect.
Sunshine should be a perfect game.
Perfect for November.
Yep, beautiful. Beats this freezing stuff.
Well, we had like one day.
Knuckles. Here we go.
Like,
I'm right there with you.
You guys had one day.
Two.
Too many.
Two.
I'll
One
take
day,
that.
Back-to-back
2 nights.
days.
I'll take that in December. I'll take that in December and January, and then let's move on to spring.
All right. And you guys.
Oh, boy. I'm right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. But 12 o'clock pregame, 1 o'clock start. Coach, good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
That's going to be, there we go. That's going to be it until next. Coach got somewhere to be, huh?
Yeah, something's going on.
He's got to go to the bathroom.
I think they're trying to buy a round for the house on his tab.
So, Bobby, any final thoughts on this? Has been fun doing this again. It's our second year we've done it. It's been fun.
No, it's been long.
Third year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very lucky to be able to do this with Coach Bradley, get to know him, his staff, his family, everybody that's a part of this program, having these young men show up. And I think the thing for me, Kevin, and I think you would echo this, is just what good people they are.
Yeah.
Forget about football players. They're just good young men. And to me,
in the 3 years we've done this and we've had the players on it, I've not had one kid where the interview's done and he walks away and you go, God,
what a jerk.
what a jerk. Yeah, no, it never was like, hey, man.
And one of the things I applaud Coach Bradley for is that he hasn't sacrificed character for wins. And what I mean by that is that he hasn't been willing to bring in some questionable character people to add a couple wins for a year and then jet it out of here because he was going to get a better